calling it. I am officially done with my first semester of grad school. Hello everybody, I am back. So I'm calling it. I am officially done with my first semester of grad school. I survived. I'm actually very excited. I wanted to talk about my experiences and share them, some of the challenges I had, and just like have a period of reflection. So I have my computer here because I have some talking points. I'm just gonna read from my computer and then hope I can remember what I want to release. So to think that this was easy would be an understatement. To think that this was hard would still be an understatement. To think that this would be challenging, mild understatement, but this was hard, challenging, and not easy in any way, form, or like shape possible. Like, it was very challenging. It was very challenging, but I am so happy that I got through it, and I just want to give myself a round of applause and a pat on the back because I did it. I did it. Okay, besides the point. So I wanted to talk about the challenges I faced. So the main one that I have on here is writing. So my background is more logic based. So I have a master's in software engineering and I have an undergraduate, bachelor's, whatever the heck's, in mathematics. So this particular program that I'm in, it's a doctorate of education and it's more humanities focused. So that includes lots of reading, lots of writing, basically all the things that I did not have to do in undergrad or recently in my master's program. So I spent a lot of time just in my head instead of just writing down my ideas on paper, whether they were good or bad, because I failed to realize that writing is truly a process. Sometimes you have to write down the good and the bad all together and then make sense of it later. So in my master's program, I procrastinated a lot. I'm not even gonna joke. Like, I would wait last minute to do assignments, and I think I mainly did this because I already knew kind of what was expected from the professors. They were very lax, so I could get away with a lot. Everything was asynchronous, meaning you do it in your own time and you get through it on your own. There's still due dates, but they weren't really prioritized how this program is. This program was very rigid, very strict, so I couldn't do the willy-nilly stuff that I was doing in undergrad. So early on in this program, I realized that I couldn't procrastinate, and one, I didn't want to because this degree is muy expensive. And two, I actually want to retain the information and knowledge that I'm learning about so that it can benefit myself as well as the others that I intend to help with this particular degree. Just procrastinating was going to put myself at a disadvantage and it wouldn't really benefit me in the long run. So early on, I just learned to prioritize and manage my time. I will continue to challenge the saying, "You are your worst critic," because I was honestly so cruel to myself this semester. I never wanted to accept that my learning journey is in fact a journey. I kept wanting to apply old methods to new strategies and it just did not work. I am not the same type of learner I was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, yet alone yesterday. I'm not the same type of learner. So old strategies like maybe waking up really early in the morning to do an assignment just no longer worked for me. I had to be more intentional in strategizing methods to study as well as strategizing time and place to study. Also, I struggled because I wanted to learn everything. I wanted to absorb everything. I wanted to be a scrub daddy sponge. And that's just not feasible. I cannot learn everything we do. I cannot read all the readings. I barely could read one. Like, I had to skim and I had to learn how to skim and I had to learn how to read. There was so much unlearning that I had to do in this process and I just was not kind with myself whatsoever. I always questioned, why can't I do this way? It was like this back then, but it's not like this now. I just struggled so much with just trying to like let myself be and ease myself into, this is the first time I'm doing this. Yes, I have other degrees, but in no way, shape, or form are they like this degree or this particular program. Because I will say this particular program is very rigid, and it's not only helping me like learn new things, but it's helping me learn new things about myself. And I feel like I have so much criticism for myself because I want to put my best self forward, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I failed to realize that best isn't always instant. Good things take time. I struggled with getting work done because I prioritized fast work instead of actually understanding the concepts. So it's actually crazy, and I kept saying that one of the last concepts or topics that we should have learned in the beginning of the semester, and that was effective learning strategies. So I learned the difference between mass practice and distributive practice, whereas mass practice is you spending time doing one thing only. You might just spend hours on hours just studying that thing, thinking that you've got it, but in reality you don't, because if you see it 2 weeks from now, you really haven't mastered it. Whereas distributive practice is you might take some time here, may take some time there, you change the format of how you're learning it, and it might take longer, but in the long run it's more beneficial. And I just was very focused on mass practice, and when it came to doing my final projects and final like essays, I struggled severely because I hadn't really understood the concepts to the best of my abilities, I will admit. And I realized that that was because I wanted to just rush through everything and get it done versus actually understanding the true meaning of why I started the program anyway, and that was to learn and expand my own knowledge as well as help others. Now that I've talked about some of the challenges, I want to talk about things that actually worked and things that I'm actually going to continue utilizing and doing moving forward. Collaborative group study, which is another thing that I learned that it's an effective an effective learning strategy. It is collaborative group study. Like being a self-directed learner, which is another thing I learned. I'm just being able to learn. I mean, tell you guys all about what I'm learning. But anyway, besides the point. Collaborative group study. So I was able to join this writing group where basically we just work virtually online for 2 hours, and it's the same time every week. So it's a constant slot that's already pre-programmed in your brain, like on Tuesdays at this time I'm going to work on this and that with these people. And for me, it helped me because it set an accountability that, okay, let's designate some time to actually do some work instead of lollygagging, watching TV, going to sleep, whatever. And it also established accountability because if I didn't attend the group and so didn't attend the group and then somebody else didn't attend the group, then there is no group. But for me showing up, that is reinforcing somebody else's learning process too. I don't know, just being in that environment alone just made me want to show up for myself as well as for others. When I didn't have this particular collaborative group from my school, surprisingly there's like groups like this on YouTube where it's just people studying virtually and they have the chat open and you can chat and mix and mingle, or some people have even gone far enough to create discords, which I have joined, and I am not ashamed about it because it's helping me and it's a part of my new learning strategies. That being said and done, I have had some time to reflect on what I can do better next semester, and of course one of them is stop being so self-critical of myself and just being okay with making the mistakes. Like I keep constantly say that, and I even said in the project I was just doing, but allowing myself to make mistakes, because learning is a process just as well as writing is a process. But I want to take the time to practice writing daily. So initially I noticed that I was struggling, and I used chat to help me issue out a 14-day writing guide, but so much was going on that I didn't even get to do it. So now that the semester's over, I'm just gonna give myself the much needed time to just write here and then and there, maybe 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45, but just no longer than like 3-hour sessions of writing, because right now I just want to get in the pace of continuous writing because I know it'll help in the long run. So next semester, I also want to take full advantage of the resources provided to me. So this kind of combats with the whole practicing writing, but we do have a writing lab and they reinforce it heavily anytime we have like any major like writing assignments. And I didn't take advantage of it like I should have, because we actually have two. We have one specifically for my particular program, and then we have another one just built into the overall school system. And I did not take advantage of it at all. I only went once, and then I just struggled kind of in silence with my poor writing skills. But just taking anything to them and saying, hey, I need some help, can you help me? It'll help me understand like my own writing and better my own writing, because I'm seeing my own writing and I'm thinking it's either good or it's bad, but when somebody else is like looking over my writing, I might see that, hey, maybe it's not so good. Do either daily short reading articles or weekly short reading or weekly reading articles. So again, this program involves a lot of reading and writing, and I dread reading scholarly papers. Like, I literally had to learn how to read them, how to skim them, because again, that is a process in itself, and I didn't know. I mean, I knew and I was aware of it, but I wasn't ever really like doing it. I would actually read the full paper, and that's not ideal because you have so many papers to read. It's not ideal to read 15 papers word for word. You have to start skimming. You have to be quick. You have to be like, okay, read this part, read that part. I got a general consensus. If I need to go back and cite this and that, I know exactly where to go. That's how you have to be within this program. And I am somewhat there, but I can always improve, and that is my goal, to constantly improve. I know that doing this will help me later on, because when it comes time to write the dissertation, all I'm gonna have to do is cite this person here, this person there, this person here, there, and everywhere, and it'll be so much easier. It'll still be hard, don't get me wrong, it'll still be hard, but we're setting up strategies to make it more easier. Still be hard though, still be hard. I have survived my first semester. I haven't been able to submit my final project yet, only because, like, what are the odds that Canvas is down? So Canvas is the system where we upload our work and do our work and whatnot. What are the odds that it's down? And I wish I could show y'all my project. I spent so long with this project, and if I am not able to upload my project, I'm gonna scream. But again, I am just so proud of myself for even deciding to do a doctorate. Like, what? Like, I can't believe it. Like, I remember the first day of school, they told us to keep the end goal in mind, and all I can think about is being hooded and walking across that stage along with the people I'm helping, because honestly, what I've already been learning, I've been able to implement, and that's the beauty of this program. Like, it's not like you learn the stuff and you have to wait till you're out of the element to use it. You can use it right then and now, as you've seen I'm doing with this video, and I hope to honestly keep it up because I am learning so much. It's just that school honestly has to become a priority, but I guess practicing time management will help me embed some time where I can make cool videos like this and edit and post them on YouTube for you guys. So bye for now. I'll see you around.